it. So I'm live here on StreamYard trying to link it up with YouTube. How's everybody's day out there? It's Wednesday. We're halfway there to the weekend. Or as you know, I know there's several different names for Wednesday. You know, I know in the Navy that it's Burger Day because about every Navy ship command has burgers on Wednesday. Sliders, actually. I don't call them sliders anymore. It's just Burger Day. Tuesday, of course. Everybody knows what Tuesday is. Taco Tuesday. All right, so let me try this. Let me try this to see if this works. If anybody is on YouTube, again, if you're on Facebook, and if you feel free to go over to copy the link, feel free to go to YouTube, and you can join in there if you want. I'm posting up this link to StreamYard. Let me pin this. I don't know if I did this right, but we could find out here. We could find out momentarily. All right, so let me get some other stuff going here. So tell me if you think people would prefer streams on the weekdays or doing streams on the weekends. I know what the most people's answer would be, but you know, I mean, I would say certain things have kind of changed a little bit since COVID, and that streams from earlier. Things have changed a little bit. I know people go out now. People are going out now again, which is good. But on the weekends, who do you think people would be more into watching live streams like on a weeknight because you're home, you got to work the next day, or on the weekends? That's what I'm saying, because I have no problem doing live streams on the weekends because, I mean, I'm usually at nighttime. I'm usually here ever since COVID, I guess. I can blame it on COVID. Or is it just me not really wanting to go out anywhere? I don't know. But all right. Anybody on YouTube right now? Anybody on YouTube that could see? Do me a favor, if you're here on YouTube, tell me if you can see that link for StreamYard. I pinned it up there. Tell me if you could see the link that's right there in the. Oh, you know what? Is that Top Chat? Pop chat out. Top Chat. Live. All messages are visible. Well, nothing's changed for that. It's all the same. Top live. Anyone see? I'm just writing on the Facebook. Anyone see the StreamYard link? StreamYard, one word, two, I don't care. Get this right. Get this right. Ooh, can I view on YouTube? Continue to YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. There's a lag. I know okay. I think I figured it out. I think I just figured it out. Did I just have an epiphany here? Copy. Paste. And pin. Message pinned. Let's see. Because there's a button that says continue to YouTube. All right. But I have this YouTube. All right. Oh my God. I have this YouTube one up. All right. So I think what I have to do, there we go. I see it up here too. Okay. So the people that are currently on I have one person here that I could see that's watching this YouTube stream. I have to end this one because I continued with another one and it should pick right up on my channel. So Facebook, I'm still here. I need to end this particular broadcast for YouTube. All right. But again, the other one should pop up. All right. What's up, Joe? I saw you earlier today at your meeting. Hope you had a good day. I was just telling people about this. I'm getting this right. Okay, so if you're watching YouTube, I'm going to end this broadcast, and you should see the other one. Okay, so if you want to join the other one, that's cool. I think I figured it out. Let's hope I did. All right, so YouTube, I'm ending this one. Facebook, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. All right, Facebook, I'm not going anywhere. Facebook, God, Facebook chat is just so easy to get going. Because, Apple, I guess they simplify everything, supposedly. Well, they do. But there's less things I can do with it. All right, so end this stream, YouTube. I'm on the other one. All right. There is a lag on that one, but that's okay. All right. So I'm hoping this works. I have StreamYard up, and I found a button that said continue on YouTube. I did that, so I copied the link from StreamYard over to the YouTube, pinned it. So if you're on YouTube, you should be able to see that. You should be able to see that link that I just pinned. So if you're wanting to come up on the live chat under StreamYard, if you don't know what StreamYard is, it's StreamYard. It's a website to come up on. You can either come up video and audio or just audio. Or just video, which I don't think you really want to do that. So yeah, if you're up here on StreamYard, if you feel like jumping in there, feel free to do that. That's the whole point of this chat. And Facebook can do the same thing, actually, if you really wanted to, because Apple lets you do that too. Okay. I don't know why these are the papers I cover with my reef light, so it doesn't blind people in the camera. These are old notes from my first episode. I had a rant. I had like a little segment of a rant, and it said, what was it? I guess it was called What's Up With That. You know, I'm not going to, just to review, okay, what I did on my last one, just to review, all right, I had, you know, when you walk in, just, I don't even want to bring that one up. And tell me if I'm the only one or if I'm not the only one. You know, like when I brought up the whole thing about, it's so stupid, it doesn't even bother me, but when you walk into Moe's and they used to say that to you, but they don't say it anymore, or they do, but it's not in unison, and they don't care. It's like, whatever, just let me go in and get my food. You know, and I saw there was another one today that I ran into, just a different thing that they did. What was that? I heard a beep, like something's actually happening here, but, or maybe that was something saying, "Hey, you're messing things up." So, yeah. So when I go back to, I'm on StreamYard, and when I go back to YouTube, it it lags. So I'm wondering if I don't need to have YouTube up here anymore. Who knows? Who knows? Whatever. If you're up here on StreamYard again, feel free to join in to this right here. Okay. You can come up if you want to come up on the chat. By all means, feel free. I was on another one. I had to end it. I had to end that one, that YouTube one. And I think I got this right. Hopefully I got this right. Okay. So if you're on here, let me know. Let me know if you see that link on the YouTube, that the link that would bring somebody up if they want to join in on the chat. Okay. Just comment and let me know if that's what you see. Because it's pretty lonely up here right now. Right? Up here on StreamYard. I don't see any comments. That's got to be a mistake. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody's commenting. Nobody's commenting, but it's all right. They eventually will. I know they will. They'll come up. It'll probably be at like 10 o'clock at night when I start getting people on here. That's what happened last time. But yeah, so I just asked you, Facebook or anybody, a question. I don't remember what it was. But what I want to do is get show the process. Once I get more of this going, I want to show this process of getting this tank set up. All right. So if you're just joining in, this tank right here, it's empty. If you haven't noticed, that's not a real fish back there, right there. It's not a real fish. I got some little ornaments in there. Facebook, you probably can't really see that very well, but you can on my YouTube if you head on over to the YouTube channel, Aquatic Action. Top chats. Okay, live chats. All of them. All right, so who's got... Oh, never mind. I have almost had a silent, awkward, silent moment on this live thing. I never do that. No, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. That's why I see the numbers go up and down. Right there. Right there. They just went down. You'll be back. Oh, man. All right. Let's see. Anybody out there have any? Has anybody out there who's maybe had a fish tank in the past, like an aquarium? Um, I know it's one of those things where you're like, nope, not for me. I don't want to. I don't feel like cleaning it. I don't feel like this and that, whatever. Yeah, it takes a lot of dedication to do that because there'll be days where you're like, I'm not messing with that thing today, but I'll have days where I'm like, where I don't feel like messing with it either. And then I think normally the day that I go on there to do it is probably a Saturday morning. Like I'll get up and I'll do that. Hang on a second. Yeah, I'll get up Saturday morning. I'll be getting up at like 6:30 on a Saturday. Take the dogs out. Where they at? Sitting there. Take them out. I'm wide awake. I'll be awake at 6:30. It's like I don't know what it is. I just can't. I cannot sleep in anymore. You know. So I get up, get all my stuff like clean, like just put the blanket down because make a mess. You make a mess a little bit. Uh, get all my supplies. Use the gravel vacuum. Do a water change. You have to do water changes after a while because if you don't, they're basically swimming around in their own like poop and pee. They're basically swimming around in a toilet. If you think about it, that's exactly what it is. And if you see their if you see their fish poop on the bottom, it's a toilet basically, and you're the one who has to flush it. Uneaten food. If you have uneaten food sitting in your tank for a long time, and fish waste, it can turn into let's just say your ammonia levels will go up in your tank, and that could get your fish sick and kill them. So, not just cleaning the tank because it gets dirty, but getting that out of there just a little bit helps. If you do 10% water change, that helps. Look at all that glare on my glasses. Dang, man. I'll just sit like this the whole time. What's up, Rob? What are you up to? I haven't talked to you in a long time, dude. But yeah, you have to get that water change. You got to get that out of there, because why have a fish tank if they're all going to die anyway, right? Because you can spend some money. You can spend some money on it. I'll tell you what. And after a while, I remember when I first started the hobby, right? I bought the water test kit. I have it still. And like I was just the master test kit. It comes in a plastic container and it has like 5 what do you call them? 4 of those little glass tubes. Put a little bit of water up to the line, put your drops in for what you're testing. Oh, Donnie, okay, I see you over here on StreamYard. All right, cool. I do salt and I got both, man. I got fresh water. I started out with the fresh water. I got a 65 tall. It's not the wide one. What has some cichlids in it? A couple blood parrots, angelfish, a couple like 2 German rams, and I also have a tank upstairs that I have a flower horn that was in that 65 by itself because I cannot put any other fish with it anymore. When it was really small, yeah, but got bigger, it'll attack whatever. But when it's in a tank by itself, it acts all nice and everything. But I have that one upstairs just temporarily. And yes, it's in a 30-gallon. It's not going to stay in there. I know it needs to be in something bigger than that, and it's going to be. Once I get the saltwater guys in this 90-gallon from the 150, those cichlids are going to that 150 that the saltwater's in right now, and the flatworm's going to go back in at 65. All right. So I've been doing saltwater for about maybe like 4 or 5 months, so not too long, but just enough. I have my I haven't had, let's just say I haven't had the substrate yet. I haven't had the substrate get all, like some people might get a reddish, what is it? A red algae, I guess that's what it is on the sand. Or hopefully, I guess that's bad. You don't want that from what I've been told. I guess you don't want that. At least that's what someone told me. But I haven't had it long enough for things, but I have live rock. I got some corals. I just bought some corals in there. I'm watching them, grow slowly. Doesn't seem like they have been. And what the hell was that? I think my wife sneezed. Heard it from way down here. So yeah, I got corals in there. I got different ones. I have, if you have it, I made videos of. There's videos up there on the YouTube page that shows pretty much all of them. Even shows the last fish that I put in that reef tank. I can call it a reef tank now. It's pretty cool. Is a Mandarin Goby fish. Those things are so. If you look them up, if you haven't seen them, like just Google Mandarin Goby fish. They're extremely colorful. They're probably about like that big. They're not huge at all. They're small, but they eat little copepods. And you just pour this thing of copepod whatever in there, and they reproduce. They get in there. They get on the live rock, but you got to prep that for like a good month or two before you want to get a one of those Mandarin Goby fish in there. But they're really, really cool looking. They are. They're pretty cool. Hey, Dad, what's up? What's up, Kayla? What's up, daughter? How you doing? So, yeah, I mean, I love like just coming in, looking at it. Just it's what I do when I get in the house. I go up there, take the dogs out real quick, but then I come back and I got the reef light on. The reef light is this like has its setting throughout the day, and it turns off at a certain time at night. It dims after a certain time. It turns off at night, and then it comes back on, and it's on a good portion of the day because you have to have a certain setting for your reef lights for your corals to grow. And I also have a long tentacle anemone, and it's probably about like the size of my fist when it's actually like out. It has these little tentacles about yay long. Hasn't eaten any of my fish. If a fish literally wants to swim inside there, like right into it, it'll probably, if the fish ain't strong enough, which they can be strong enough to get away. It will probably try to grab it, but it doesn't go after the fish. In fact, those type of anemones are the ones you ever see the little clownfish, the Nemo fish, and they're swimming inside the corals, like the tentacles. That's that kind, but I have two of those fish in there, but they may or may not. I don't know if I'm saying this right. The anemone may host them, or they may host you. I don't know, whichever way you're supposed to say it. I don't know, but my clownfish haven't done that at all, and they may not. So it's whatever. My wife hates that anemone. She doesn't like it. She thinks it looks weird. But it's just there. It's got it has they call it it's the foot behind it, and it's rooted itself kind of like in the sand, wedged in there, so it's in a good spot where it wants to be. Hey Ashley, how you doing? So yeah, that's it's gonna be a long process switching that tank out. But if I start, I need to find the perfect day. Like it's going to be like I said, if I get up on a Saturday and I'm not, if I'm home, don't have anything else I got to do, and I have this thing ready to go, I'm going to already have some water in it. This tank back here. I wish I could get out of the way so you can just see. If you could see my little, it's not staying in there. I just put that in there just for the heck of it, just to look stupid. That one's not staying in there. That's not going to go in the salt water. But and then I got this guy right here. He's in the tank now. But so yeah, you really got to ask yourself: do you want a fish? Like, do you want a fish tank? Do you want an aquarium? But I like it. I mean, for now, who knows how long I'll do it for? I could do it for 20 years. Until I can't maintain it anymore. Why not, right? Besides, that's another thing too. If you own an aquarium, it's freshwater. Let's just go with freshwater. And you get a fish. I'm not going to bring up that kind because I'll hear about that one. Let's just say you buy a fish that has a very long lifespan. Okay? You buy a fish that's small, all right? And it grows to be about a foot, roughly, maybe 10 inches or so. So you have you bought at least a 150, a 180. If you really went up high there and got like a 200-gallon whatever, enough, a good sized tank for this fish, right? That fish gonna live a long time if you take care of it, and it will live for. They could live. Certain ones could live for like 15 plus years. I mean, most people would after a while may just take them to either surrender them over to a fish store, or they could sell them to somebody else. Because if you have a fish and you can't keep it, you can take it over to a fish store, a fish pet store. I hate saying fish store because you think it's like you're eating the fish, but a pet fish store. Now, I'm not talking really about, like PetSmart or Petco or any of those, but a local one that's in your town. They call it surrendering it over to them. All right, you can say, because I've been in there with convict cichlid, a 5-gallon bucket full of convict cichlid babies that I just couldn't. You can't keep all those, because when they get older, they start getting aggressive towards each other, and they all want their own territory in the tank, and it's just, you can't do that with like 100 of them. So I had them in a 5-gallon bucket, put the lid on it, drove it right over there, and I said, I asked them beforehand, like on a different day before that. They said, yeah, bring them on in. So I brought them in, and they call it, like I said, they call it surrendering your fish. But I say giving them my fish, whatever. That's what it is. Because, and then I've gone back on a regular basis for looking at something, whether it's a fish or a coral or something, right? And I still see them there in a tank. And I get every time I go back, they're bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And guess how much they sell these fish for? These baby, well, they're kind of mixed with just because you have a plain convict cichlid, right? And those things are durable, however you want to call them. They are not fragile. They can live in mud, not really, but they're pretty tough, hardy fish. Okay. In the fish world, if a fish is tough, they call it a hardy fish. They can survive a lot of stuff in your tank, right? Or in the wild. So these are mixed with convict cichlid and blood parrots fish. If you haven't seen a blood parrot, just Google it, look it up. But the parents for those were already half convict, half blood parrot. So, and everybody's telling me the males are sterile. That breed, when you breed those, they're sterile. They cannot have babies. Wrong, because we did it a couple times. If you put those male and female in there, that's it. That's all you got to do, and just wait. All right. So anyway, I took these fish down there and surrendered them over to him, put them in a tank. I go back a little while later, and they sell them, you know, for what I want. If I'm right, maybe like $8-9 a piece, maybe $10 a piece. I don't know. You could buy 3 for like $18 or something. You know, and I mean, I knew that. I wasn't. It'd just be kind of nice, if you find a place where you have some that you don't want to keep and you want to at least get some store credit, something, and I know stores do that, but I just haven't really went up and said, hey, if I bring these in, can I get some store credit, or you want to buy them? Like, I don't think PetSmart and Petco will do that, because I think they're already a strict contract with a certain like fish farm or something, or wherever they get theirs from. I don't know where they get them from. But so since on this topic of fish stores, how many times have you been to a pet store that has fish, and you see the line of fish tanks, right? Whether it's freshwater or saltwater. And then you look, just if you go and you want to buy a fish from one of these places, excuse me, look in the fish tank very carefully. Look behind, if you can see behind the rock or something. See if if you see a dead fish in there, I wouldn't get it from that tank, because that fish died from something. There could be a little disease going around in there. And if you get a fish from there and then you acclimate it in the bag and then you just take them out and put them in your tank after about, the 20-30 minutes or so, that fish could spread that disease to your other fish you already have in your tank. So, or if you already have another fish tank set up, excuse me, man, I'm just like trying not to yawn and stuff on camera. Second I start yawning, it's contagious and the numbers go down. I know how that is. But anyway, kidding. Some people do have a quarantine tank. That's what they call it, a quarantine tank. It might be a little 10-gallon tank that you have, that people with fish tanks will have set up running. Okay, so when you get your new fish, you can put them in this quarantine tank for, they might say like 2 weeks, right, before you put them in the tank with the other fish. Who wants to do that, right? You want to see this fish in the other tank with your other fish. But, like, do I have a quarantine tank? No. I probably should, but I mean, I don't. I did in the past. I've also had a quarantine tank for fish that might have been sick that I've had for a while and maybe kind of got ick, which is a type of sickness. You can see it on the fish. It's like white spots on the fish. They call it ick. Or what is it? They have one where if the fish's eye is popped out, they called it popped eye. You can clearly see that. And there's other ones, like if you ever see a fish that has like this fluffy whiteness out of its skin, I think it either it rubbed against something, or another fish attacked it, and it just, once that happens, I don't think it's going to be a long time before that fish is done. All right, because I'm thinking once the fish is like skin is open, that white inside of the fish kind of starts like puffing out. The other fish can smell that, I guess, or however they notice that, and they will go after that fish because they'll think it's wounded, which it is wounded, obviously, but they'll go after it and they'll just keep doing it until it's dead. So if you do have, if people do have a quarantine tank, they'll take it out, put it in there, let it heal up. I've had no luck with all the stuff that I bought for fish. I've had no luck. Maybe one time, trying to heal a fish. All right. No, actually, no, it died. Yeah, this was about a year ago. It was less than a year ago. I think it was a molly type of fish, like a black molly or silver molly or whatever. I can't remember, but it lasted. Oh, sorry. Hopefully that was the one right there that got it out of my system. It lasted about, I don't know what, 5 days in the hospital tank. That's what I call it, a hospital tank. And then it just went. I guess it was a hospice tank, really. Think about it. But yeah, so that's that for that. If again, if you another thing, um, I've had one of the guys in the community here made a good point on one of his channels. Um, he said, in fact, let me give him. Hang on a second. I'm gonna, because he said this. I'm not. I'm not. This isn't coming from me. Um, I'm just giving him the. Wow, why is this taking me way too long to do? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? I'll just search for him. Okay, so anyway, his YouTube channel is, and I enjoy going on his YouTube channel because yeah, I mean they talk about whatever, and it's actually he has more of a good presence on just talking on his live stream than I do. I mean it's called his is Terry's Tropical Tanks. Okay, I've been on his once or twice, and I would just they would just show their tank or whatever, or have it on the camera, and I just put mine. If you don't want to be yourself, anyway, he's the one. I remember he said that don't be afraid to ask them to feed the fish. Okay, and I'm just listening into his feed, and I was like, yeah, I never thought about that. All right. Um, and so next time I go, I mean, if I do ask them, hey, feed them, how do they go to the food? Will they get it? Okay. And if they don't if they shy away, then that's a good indication of that something's wrong with them. They don't want to eat, because going into a pet fish store, they if you notice, if you just go there and just look at the fish, they come up to the front of the glass a lot of times. There's a whole bunch of them in there, and they'll just like you put your hand up, they'll go to it. They'll just like swim to that because they're hungry. But yeah, again, it's Terry's Tropical Tanks, YouTube. Check it out. Um, he puts out a lot of great information. Yeah. Um, so it's just yeah, that's if I could give any advice, if you do pick up fish from a buy like if you get a little fish tank for your starting out, like you have a young kid and they just want to kind of have some fun with that with a fish tank, something to look at. Like again, like I said in my past ones, I always recommend just a little 10-gallon um to start out, just to have, and a sponge filter. I would do that with the little air pump because there's no mechanical parts in that sponge filter whatsoever. And the only, and they work great. The only thing you have to see is just seeing it in there, but they're great. And that's what I've used in the past a lot. What's up, Chad? How you doing? Yeah, you did catch me on here live for a change. Um, hey, do you happen to see? I'm just wondering. Do you happen to see the link, like the link that I posted up there on YouTube? I'm just trying to see if people see it because I don't. If I've been having like the worst luck with that. Like it's if people click on the link, they can come up and talk. They can do audio and video, or just the audio if they want. No big deal. Um, I was just wondering because I want to make sure I did it right. I put the link up there, or else what's the point of being on StreamYard to begin with, really? Because the whole point of it, I think, really is to where you could have people come up if they want to. But yeah, I mean, Try to think of some other things. When you walk, yeah, so you see a fish, you walk into a, excuse me, uh, a pet fish store, okay? And like I said, if you see the fish if you see one dead in the tank, don't get it from that tank. And Donnie, you say yes, you do see link. All right, good. I did it right for once. Took me forever to figure it out. I would have been on here at 7, but I was on I think at like 7:40 or something like that. But I don't know. So yeah, don't buy the if you see one in the tank, don't I wouldn't get it from that tank. If you see the fish, it's acting kind of weird. They don't want to eat. Um, I would avoid that tank too. And yeah, that's pretty much it for. Oh, and just be careful when you go to a fish store because they should they're gonna tell you, okay, and like which type of fish that you should get, and they're always going to ask you how long has your fish tank been running for because they want to make sure that your water cycle is where it needs to be, so your fish doesn't get sick and die if you put it in there too early. Um, like if it's the water cycle isn't to where it needs to be. Okay. Um, yeah. So that goes with fresh and salt water. If you don't have a tank, obviously, I this is coming from me. If you're just getting one for the first time with you for a kid or something, your child, just fresh water. Obviously, like it's because with salt water, and I know some people know this on here. Um, you have to get the right level of what do you call it? Your pH level. Um, not pH, yeah, pH. Wow, I'm having a brain fart right now. Um, Salinity, what the hell, man? Salinity, you got to get that the right level uh, for your saltwater. Some fish store, or pretty much every fish store that has saltwater tanks, they'll have it written up there what their salinity is set at. Okay, it's like 1.018. I know a store that does that 1.018 salinity. One is 1.024 is about. I want to say maybe that's the average salinity level. I'm thinking for saltwater. So and then they're all like, hey, when I first got my saltwater fish, they're like, so when get it to your house, you can't just set the bag in there. You want to acclimate it with a drip into a bucket for that salt to get in there, drip into the bucket of their water that came from the bag, and um, yeah, if over here on StreamYard, if I'm missing anything, just let me know. I mean, I know enough, right? And I'm still learning too. So if you guys have any advice, feel free, man. This is what this is for. Feel free to just throw, because I know who the aquarium experts are, or people that know a lot of things about them on here are. So if you want to, just throw some advice in here, feel free. That's what it's all about anyway. It's not just me trying to tell everybody how to do things. Believe me, you don't want that. If it was just me alone. I mean, it would work, but Chad, what am I missing here? What am I missing? I know you do the saltwater side too. Um, and what I was going to say about that is with fresh water, you could just get it from the tap, put some dechlorinator in it, top your tank off if it's evaporating. And if you have it sitting by a window, okay, by a window, it's going to evaporate quicker because the window gets hot. You know, the weather doesn't come in the window, but the light does, and the light heats up that window and that space around it. Oh, that's you don't. Okay, yeah. Who am I thinking of? I was thinking of. He's on my group page too. He's a friend of one of my other friends. His name's Mark, but he's the one. Sorry, he's the one who I thought was who. So many people in this community, man. I get them mixed up. I'm sorry. you know. But yeah, I mean, for saltwater, you can just top it off. If some people may say you don't really need uh, to have. Do you need to put dechlorinated if you're putting, say, like, if you're topping off, like, say my water, say this is fresh water and the water is like right here, okay, it's evaporating, fresh water, and I fill up a bucket, the right temperature, whatever, pour it in here. Do I need to put dechlorinator in there? Some people will say no. Some people say yeah. Or to me, it's just sure. Why not? Like I'll just put even if it's down here. Like I try to keep the water up to like if this tank has the rim because they have tanks that are rimless tanks and they look nice. They look really nice. But those tanks are way more expensive too. But I like have like the rim tank right here. Um, so I try to keep the water roughly around here. If you look at all my tanks, they're probably like down here right now. Um, uh, yeah, and then for salt water, oh, sorry, Facebook. I was looking at the computer, so I'm like halfway off the screen over here. Do you use a bio? Okay, so Donnie's asking, do you use Facebook? This is over here on YouTube. If you want to come over to YouTube channel, that's cool. Do you use a bio ball system? See, and that's why I have this channel. Because honestly, I don't know what that is. I don't know what the bio ball system is. You do. So this is something that I'm learning. Um, are you talking about for saltwater, Donnie, or freshwater? Um, I want to know what that is too. So yeah, obviously I don't use it, but I'm definitely gonna find out what that is because it sounds interesting. Um, yeah, so saltwater, uh, it evaporates. The water evaporates, but the salt doesn't go anywhere. So if you let your tank just keep evaporating and you let it start getting so low, all right, that salinity is going to get you take your readings is going to get higher because the salt, more salt with less water. So you're going to make sure you refill your water up because the salt's still going to be there. But if you have saltwater tank, there will be salt accumulation on the top of your tank on hoses and if you have the cover on there, and if you have a coral reef tank, you want to avoid putting that salt just dropping it into your tank because if it lands on your corals, that's not like concentrated salt that could land on your corals. That's not good for them at all. All right, bio balls. Okay, so Don, all right, Chad wrote bioballs are biological filter media. Oh, okay. So you're talking about are they okay? Just like shrimp. Oh, okay. Okay, so the bioballs. So Chad bios are they're biological filter media. Okay, yeah. I just have the ceramic things. Um, Donnie, you do salt water. Okay, cool, man. Just and then Chad's like just like ceramic rings that provide the surface area of nitrifying bacteria. Okay, yeah, I just have the normal um, ceramic, those like cylinder looking rings in the in my. I have them in the canister filter in my reef tank, and that sounds weird that I'm saying that. I know. I still can't get over me saying in my canister filter for my reef tank, but it's happening right now. Um, But I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna see what those are. I've probably seen them. I just haven't really, uh, like, thought too much about it. But hey, if they work great too, I'm gonna look that up and see. Like, I might, try those out too. Um, have you guys tried? Okay, so what kind of for your tanks, what kind of, and Facebook too, if you guys happen to have any, you know, um aquarium, this is for you guys too. I know I keep looking over here, looking over at the chat. I just had the camera right here and my iPad is what's it's coming through. But what kind of filtration system do you use in your tank? Like if you have one tank or two, whatever. Like I use in my 65-gallon that I have right now with the cichlids in it. I have it's the Fluval 307 canister filter. It works. It works good. It's quiet. I used to use, excuse me, I used to use sponge filters like crazy in there until one time. No, I still use sponge filters, but one time, what did I have on there? Oh, those little check valves that let water only go one direction. Yeah, for some reason, what was it? Water went back up that tube in the sponge filter, down somehow. It created when power turned off. I guess it created a siphon. It sucked back in that tube and out, and it was getting in, and that water went back up into that air pump, and it didn't destroy the air pump. Oh, I'm just reading the news thing that came in. Uh, yeah. So those little check valves that happened to my 150 on one of the sponge filters, because when I first had that 150 started, I put four. I had four big sponge filters right in that 150, and it worked, but you have to like pull them out and clean them every once in a while. So ever since that happened, I use those little check valves that let the water only go one way. So if water backs up, it's like a little rubber boot that doesn't open. And because water got onto my, what do you have? Like if you lose power, right? If you lose power, everything shuts off. And I have the battery backup thing. It automatically kicks on, and it has the air stone. All right. So one time when that power went out, I figured out what happened was that water went back up one of those sponge filter air tubes and spilled water out the little connection on the air pump and got into next to that little emergency battery backup air stone. And somehow, yeah, I think that's what happened. But water got in that little motor thing and how did it get in it? Because it was sitting there, and I guess water just got into the battery, corroded it, and I could hear something running, and I was like, "What the hell?" So I found it, took it out, threw it away. So those little check valves are great to use, like no joke, they're great to use. If I have a sponge filter, I have them on one on each one of those. I learned my lesson with that. Could have been a lot worse. Um, so yeah, your filtration system. I have that Fluval. Fluval's a good brand. And then yeah, like I said, on the reef tank, I have a canister filter. It's the Fluval, like the FX6. And at first, I was like, "How the hell do you use this?" And when I learned about canister filters, I was like, "What?" But it's pretty simple. And then that's going to stay with the fresh water. Like I said, I'm building the sump down here out of a 20 long for this 90. Hopefully it's big enough. All right, so what Chad wrote, I run sponge, hobs, and canisters. They all have their pros. Yeah, they all have their pros and cons. Yeah, I got a mixture too. And that's, you go through that natural phase of, trying this one, trying that. And I remember when I first discovered discovered for myself the sponge filter. I was like, man, this thing is great. It works all in one. It's like it's got your aeration. It's got your beneficial bacteria that can grow in the sponge. It's got I learned that one later on when I was still new with sponge filters. And your filters, so it works for several things. It's just the only thing in there is it sits in there if you don't mind. right? But yeah. And then another thing I learned was back then, when you clean your sponge filter, don't clean it. You don't want to clean it under your tap water. That's from what I've learned, because you could get rid of a lot of that beneficial bacteria that was on there. That's good for your tank. Um, so I would just get like some of the tank water in like an old pitcher that I use for doing tank maintenance, and I'll just like squeeze it out and stuff. The water gets dark if you have it, then you get a little bit more and clean it. Just clean it till it's good, and then put it back in your tank. That's how I do it that way. And I think as far as heaters go, right? The heaters that in your tanks, I think I've had like two or three of them crap out on me over time. And the first one, when I think of the first time it happened to me, when I had that one, was it the one? Is it the 150? No, it was the 65. I was all like, "Oh no!" It's like, cause it's cold outside, right? It was wintertime, and the little heater, and I didn't have a spare one, so I had to wait till the next morning. And I was like, "Oh my god!" I thought, the water's temperature's dropping in to the like 70, like to the low 60s, and I thought the fish in there were all gonna die overnight. So I just took a lamp and put it next to the um, like a stand up lamp or another lamp, and I found a space heater that I put up close to the glass, and yeah, it worked. You know, I was just kind of watching it for a while, and then the very next day I went and bought a couple of those heaters for tanks as to have a backup one, and yeah, so that was my first heater that broke. I was all like freaking out and stuff, but I'm still, you know, if you lose power, you're like, oh no, like everything shuts off. How am I going to filter? How am I going to, aerate the water? Get the aeration for the water. It's like when you're new at it, you're like, if the power goes out in the middle of the night and you have to be awake, you're like, oh, the tanks are no power. But then, I think to myself, I'm like, well, it's not going to kill them really if it's out for a little bit, but if it's like hours upon hours in a day and all that, you definitely at least want to um just somehow swish the water around if you have something. If you say, if your power's out for a whole day, right, you have no power, um and you don't have any kind of backup battery thing, just something just to swish the water around, aerate the water for, if you stand there and do it for like a minute or something, right, here and there at a time. Um, so as far as aeration, uh, and God forbid you have a hurricane and you're one of those people that don't have power for like days, right, and like a week or something. Um, haven't had to go through that, but being the summertime, if it's hurricane season or whatever, if that's what you're going through, you just rainy season and you just lose a lot of a lot of power. Uh, I would, just suggest doing more water changes. Use your gravel vacuum more often, just to kind of get that waste up. And that's really what you can do if you're even really worried about that. You know, if you're just like, screw it, I got more important things to take care of. You know, but hopefully you don't. Hopefully it all works out. That's all I can say. Uh, yeah. So let's see, sponge heaters. Um, There's sponge, your filtration, your heater, your lights. Well, fresh water, what? It's just a light's a light, right? Um, and some people tell me, if you have your light on for what? Uh, how long? More than 8 hours or something like that, then it's not good for them. I don't know. Like, I don't have my light on for that long anyway in my tanks. Like, except for the reef tank. That one I have to for the corals and stuff. But uh, I guess all I know is you'll just grow algae quicker, and you just want to keep keep algae cleaned out of your tank. I know that. So if you set it by a window, in front of a window or something, and light comes in, oh, you're gonna have algae growing like crazy, quicker than if you just had it across next away from a window or something. Um, or maybe not like crazy. I don't know. I don't really have them sitting in, directly in front of a window. It's next. There's one next to it, but I just keep the blinds closed just to control how much light goes in there. Uh, so light, heaters, these are all things you need to have for your tank. Um, and honestly, fish don't care about having the light on. They really don't. If you ask me, okay, because you have your ambient lighting during the day, so that's light for them. All right, fish like to have hiding places anyway. And if you think about it, you know how we keep our tanks? We like to keep our tanks crystal clear water, which looks nice. It looks great for presentation. It's aesthetically pleasing to look at. But in all reality, in that that type of fish's natural habitat, that water is not crystal clear usually at all. It's just some fish like cichlids, if you buy a cichlid down in, or not buy a cichlid, but their natural place, which all these fish you buy, they've never been in their natural down in South America or Central America, like those South American cichlids or Central or Northern. You're gonna buy them off of a pet store that got them from a farm, right? Um, and so they're really, and I saw a really cool, interesting video too. This is a while back. I saw, I can't remember who it was, but they went to go look for wild angelfish, and it was a muddy river. But they went down there and got like a net, or I think it was a net or something like that, and they pulled up some angelfish. And I was like, damn, it's like you never see them in their natural habitat, like in the lakes and stuff down in. Can't remember if angelfish are South American cichlids. I don't know. Whoever knows, let me know if they're Central or South. I think South. I don't know. I could be completely wrong about that. I just call them American cichlids. Really, I mean, I can't remember which ones are really South, which ones are Central. But it's. I like watching. I like going on YouTube and finding these type, like, just videos like that, stuff you never really see. But yeah, Chad. I mean, the aquarium lights are for us to look at. You have your tank set up with the colors, with all that, the blue light. It looks cool. Fish don't care about that. Um, they just want to have somewhere to hide and food. That's basically it. Excuse me. But that's not always 100%, okay? Because we have, like I mentioned earlier, we have a flower horn, which is in a tank by itself, and we think it's a female. All right, we call her Mel. My wife named it. If it was a girl, it'd be, can't remember what names. The Mel something. If it was a guy, it'd be Mel. Anyway, so this, and there's a video up there. I posted up there. We fed it. We would feed her the fish food, and she'll eat it, and she won't want any more. But we'll still just go like this on the tank, and she'll chase it, and she'll just go upside down and do all these flips and stuff in the water. So the fish do interact. Fish will interact with you. So maybe I'm saying depends what kind they are. I don't know, but I know for sure that one that we have, that flower horn, she interacts with us even when she's not hungry. Okay, she just likes to interact, and that's what you want. That's great. I mean, honestly, that's the only fish I've know for sure that didn't want any more food, that was already good to go, that would still interact with us, still go, like, swim along the glass and want our attention. And I know too, because like when my wife comes in around the corner, like when I had it downstairs, and it'll be back down there eventually, it sees her, it'll start going like this, right? Even after I just fed it. So some fish do like to interact with people, and then that's also proves that fish, they do remember you, like they can see you from inside the tank. Um, so they do remember what someone looks like, how that person interacts with them. So, oh shit, what's up, S? Are you coming on here? He said I did it. Yeah, I think I figured it out. Uh, I went to that little green check up there that said continue on Facebook. So I pasted it up there. All right, so hopefully it works out right and everything. But yeah, man, I mean, fish do interact with you even when they're not hungry, because that one we have does. She does. And you can get attached to them. You know, I mean, I'm not like super attached to them, but they're cool. They're cool to have. I enjoy it. What is this? Martin Walmart grocery. Oh, I stole it. Pretty much kept this for my wife. I'm using it now. But okay. So yeah, all of the comments are the same. Finally on this thing. Finally. Maybe I'll just keep this tank like this, huh? It can just be like a center, like a room piece. You know, I don't have to do any maintenance on it. I could just get some realistic stickers, some fish or something. It'll just be a decoration. Nah, I'm just kidding. Why would I do that? This is my awkward, quiet moment right now. I'm trying to think of something to say about fish tanks. Let's see. They're in glass boxes. I know that. I know that for a fact. Or no, let's see. I just thought of something. Acrylic. I never. Has anybody had an acrylic tank out there? I never have. I don't know if they're how good they are. I don't know. Uh, I don't know how if they scratch. I don't know. Who's had an acrylic tank out there? Anybody? Are they worth buying? Not sure. So I know that there were some other people. Oh shoot. Um, who are who are live a lot at the who go live Wednesdays also. And I try to choose a day that I'm not live with like other people in the who I follow in the fish community and stuff. You know, Terry's live. See, I don't like being live with him because I mean, not that I'm taking anybody away from his. Hell no, man. He's got a he's been doing this a lot longer than me. You know, and yeah, yeah. Oh, Terry ended. Oh, okay, I just went on my phone and it said live. So, uh, oh, Dan's fish is on. Yeah, Dan. Do I have him on here? I don't know. I just see. I don't have like Dan. What's his name on there? What's his name on there? Because I oh, and also uh what is it? Anybody watch like the follow the primetime? Is it primetime aquatics? Yeah. Okay. I got them on mine too. You know, they put out some pretty good information. Chad, been out of the fish tube live scene too long to tell you who's doing what. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's yeah. Yeah, Jason's prime time. Yeah. I was watching once in a while, you know, remember a while back, like, shoot, was it almost a year ago already? Or maybe not quite. I remember I mentioned to you that I saw, they mentioned you on that one. What was it? KG Tropicals or something. Because, you know, they're like, they have a business, you know. I mean, they sell they sell betas and sell all these products and stuff. So I mean, I listen to theirs even today. You know, I just put it on there. They got some pretty good info. I listen to that, and you know, like while I'm doing stuff, cleaning the tank or whatever. I remember that. Yeah, I remember he mentioned your name, and I was like, oh, shit, you know. Yeah, they both do. There's a lot of people that have some really good info. You know, I mean, you know, like you got, you know, like to me, those are like the big ones. You know, is there what is it, Aquarium Co-op? I mean, is Aquarium Co-op one of the biggest ones in the fish community? I'm thinking it is. I don't know. Is there anybody bigger than that? Because they're, you know, they got their what is it? Their podcast. They have that big business that, you know, the store and everything. Uh, so yeah, I think they're one of the. But it seems like, you know, they all know each other, had interviews and stuff. Fish community is a broad term. Um, King of DIY. I don't know. I think I saw him or that one. Now you got me looking it up. King of D. Is that an actual? Yes. Yes. Holy crap. He is a big one. 1.39 million subscribers. 1.39 million subscribers. Woo. I'm just a few people behind him, right? Yeah. I'm just a few subscribers behind him at 1.39 million. I got like 57. Like just 57. That's it. Just the number 57. But hey, you know what? That's cool. I don't have a business. This is a hobby. If I could rename it and just call it the Aquarium Hobby Lobby, I would, but I really can't do that. Or Hobby Aquatics or Aquatics Hobby. I don't know. I have mine. Aquatic Action. That's kind of a broad term, isn't it? Aquatic Action. I don't even know how I came up with that. You know, and you know what? It's crazy because I looked on, you know, where, you know, the website you go to if you want to, like, if you have a name and you want a trademark or a name and you want to patent it, right? I have it saved on my phone, whatever website that is, but you can search names of you can search names of your trademark or brand or whatever you're looking for, and it'll tell you if anybody has it registered. So I looked up aquatic action, and and I didn't see and I didn't see anything on it that said aquatic action. There was something in the 80s or 90s or something called Action Aquatics, and I was like, Action Aquatics, that's kind of cool, you know. But it's such a broad term. It's like anything like aquatic I could throw on my videos, but I just have the fish tanks, you know. And I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to expand a little, you know, just do other things. You know, like I had the video of, I think I have to look on Facebook if I posted it up there on Facebook. I don't know. About the little ferry boat ride when I was just in New York. When me and my wife were in New York on the Jersey side, taking it over to across the Hudson to the New York side. It's aquatic action right there, man. I think that's maybe why I kept the name. So if I step in a puddle of water, boom, a video right there. I haven't done that though. But if I was really, you know, I'm slacking. I haven't put a video out in just other than the live stream in like over a week. Yeah. And I got used to using the app called InShot, and it's pretty good. I just went ahead and just paid for the app. You know, it was like a one-time payment. And it's great. I learned how to make a quick video in like a couple minutes. And all the effects, speeding things up, slowing them down, and I don't tell me if you guys know how to do this already, but I didn't know this. iPhone has a great feature on it. Samsung, Android probably does too. I don't know, but it basically records what you're watching. I know you can take internal pictures on your iPhone, but this one records like what's playing on the screen. It's just it's a built-in feature on your iPhone. And I learned about this about maybe 2 weeks ago, and I've had iPhones for years. I don't know if it's been a kind of slightly new feature. I have no idea, but I was using InShot to make a video, and I was like, man, they have sample music you could use up there, and I was just kind of running through all the same ones, and I'm just like, man, I need to find out how to get new music on here for these videos. So I YouTubed it. Sure enough, you know, people were first talking about software, and then a video said, boom, right on your phone, right there. And the InShot app, you can extract the audio straight from that video that you did on your phone, recording it straight from your screen. So any kind of music I want to find now, I could just, you know, I can go on YouTube, and if I want a certain type of music, like some traveling music or instrumental type of music that goes with the video, hit that button, let it play for however long you want it to, 30 seconds, a minute, couple minutes, and then import it to InShot and extract audio from video, and then it'll let you select out of your photo albums, and it'll take just the audio, and you can put it with that image, that video, take the volume, if you want to take the volume out of that video you put in there originally, and that extracted audio, combine it with that, boom, anything. And it was great. Maybe I'm the last one to find that out, but usually. But it's a good feature. Thanks, iPhone or Apple. And I'm not a techie or anything like that. I have watched a lot of techie videos, like before I got into this hobby, and I kind of still do. You have like your big names out there for your tech stuff who reviews phones and everything. So, and I even watched I like to see new stuff that comes out. Mostly, a lot of times with Apple, like they had the new Apple stuff come out, the iPhone 13, and I'll tell you what, I was not impressed. Okay, couple features. The phone looks the same, which They're not that. I mean, only last year they came out with the newest look of the iPhone. Um, but the same. It looks the same. You can hold a terabyte now in it, which I guess is good if you really need that much, or you just can use the iCloud for a couple bucks, like $1 a month or something, or whatever, you know, because you know they're never going to put expandable storage in an iPhone. They don't want. They would never go do that, you know. So I really wasn't. Hey Amanda, how are you? I really wasn't impressed with the new ones this year. So because if you have a 12, definitely you would be wasting your money trying to buy or going to upgrade to a 13. Same camera basically, you know. So yeah, still on the iPhone 6 it doesn't do any of that. Yeah, I mean Apple's gotten better. Okay, they've let you update and keep your phone longer. Because what do they slow phones down or something? I heard, several years ago, people noticed they would come out with a new one, they slow that phone down, like the speed of it or something. Um, and and their marketing, am I saying that their marketing strategy? Okay, uh, when they come out with when they came out with this 13, is their website still selling the iPhone 12? No. Mm-mm. They know what they're doing. They're not going to sell a 12 that's almost the same thing and it would be cheaper than the 13. Hell no. They don't even do it with the Apple Watch or any of their products like that. They'll sell like the SE version or like the slightly older version of that's not an SE, but they won't sell the immediate one right before. They take that one off the shelf. You can still buy them, just not directly through the Apple store. You can still buy them at other places though. But Um, yeah, I've been horrible at that. I've been known to not. Okay, that's a lie. I've been known to do the upgrade thing after like a year. Yeah, I'll admit it. But yeah, I'll admit that I've done that. So I like it's not just so. This is a hobby. Uh, I go, I watch videos about stuff like that. Not a lot. I don't get deep into like computers and all that. Um, but yeah, Apple's been getting better with their letting people keep their device longer than they used to be. Now you get into Samsung. I know what Samsung can do. The but I do know what I learned was the new like say the new Galaxy Fold. Because I've been I watched that they have the flip that opens like this, and then they got the fold that opens like this, right? The fold. Oh man, I'll admit I went and got one. Okay. Yes, I know. I have two, and it's and that's that. Man, I will tell you what. That Galaxy Fold 3, that phone is awesome. And when you open it up, you can see the crease in the middle, but barely. I mean, you don't even pay attention to that. Like when you open it up and you use this little tablet, uh, like I don't have like long nails or anything, so I don't poke the screen. And they'll tell you, hey, the screen it messes up, but I'll never mess it up. I got a good clear protector on it. Uh, and that when you close it and you go to that front screen, yeah, it's narrower. But I'll tell you what, the way I have the app set up, it's you close it and it just mirrors and it's right there, and it's pretty awesome. But again, I'm still getting used to it, using it. I'm still, yeah, I know y'all are like, why? That's stupid. But I wanted to try it out. Okay, I wanted to try it out. I thought it was really cool because when did we have? Flip phones. This done turned into hobby confessionals. You got me on it. I got myself on it. Okay. You know, hey, if we want to talk about how if you're really in the fish tanks, you want to talk about how that can get out of hand. I can tell you about that. I'm not as bad as other people who got into who keep having more and more tanks. I've already been through that, and I cut back. And like I know you guys have been into it over here on, like a while. So I'm sure you've been through the same thing. And cut back. I have extra tanks in my garage, like little ones, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this tank. What happens down the road? I need it for something, so I'll bring it in, set it back up for something. But anyway, so what I was saying was that what the hell was I saying about that? I was gonna say a good point about that phone. About the phone. Oh, the Fold. Well, first of all, the first point I was going to make, the Galaxy Fold. I know they'll become cheaper. This is the third one, and they don't. A lot of Samsung phones have that expandable storage in it, where you could put the little micro SD card, have all the storage you want. They didn't. They took that away for this one. No, because you get that Samsung Cloud or whatever. And they also made it where you could use a stylus on it. I would not recommend that, because you already seen, if you've read about it or heard videos, saw videos, like that's not for a pen. I wouldn't even try it. It's still in its baby phase of foldable phones. Even though here, that sounds weird, I'm saying, because what did we have 20 years ago? Well, right after, those Nokia phones that were durable as hell. Remember who had a Nokia phone, like the original from like the late 90s or early 2000s? That was my first cell phone. It had the Snake game on it. Remember that? But they had fold ones that the mouthpiece folded down before that in the 90s. I remember that. But now they're coming back out with foldable phones again, just touchscreen, bigger. And of course, what's Apple going to want to do? They're waiting forever. They don't know how to make this phone. They're waiting forever. They're building up the hype so bad. I was kind of hoping they would say it on the last keynote that they had when they introduced this. I was just waiting. I was waiting and waiting for the last, but we have one more thing. No, they didn't do it. They're like, thanks for watching. So, I heard rumors maybe a couple years from now, they might come out with when they do, it's going to be this big old thing. And, I'll probably get one. Who knows? I don't know. I'm horrible with that. So, but it's that Fold 3. I like it. It's cool. It's just open it up. Got that big ass like little tablet thingy there. And yeah, I'm still getting used to it though. I could say, what do the tech guys say on YouTube? It's like I would use that as my daily driver. That's what they say when they're talking about if they have more than one phone. They make that, use that terminology where I use this one as my daily driver. But that's their job. Every year they come out, they get a new one. But anyway, that's talk about phones, okay? And some people are just like, yeah, so I got a phone, which is cool. It's not like the focus of your thing. So, it works. And what it's just kind of funny. I think about it, and you watch what, like I said, I watch the when they every year they unveil the new iPhone, right? And they talk about the camera. They talk about everything that it can do. And they don't even, they don't mention anything about they call it a phone, but they don't mention anything about being a phone. It's like your 90s, if you had all that stuff in a backpack in the 80s, 90s or something. And you took it all and just mushed it all together and just made it work into this. That's what they talk about. Mostly the camera, though. How they've upgraded the chip and the camera. But they don't, they talk about 5G. It's on there now. But yeah, that's what they reinvented everything. I laugh every time I say it. It's been redesigned, reinvented to make, to make things simpler or better or whatever. It's all bullshit, but how they say it, I don't know. They just try to sell something that's already been out, or they barely upgraded it. But it's they have to say that so they can sell their product. And I could just rant on and on about that, but I'm done talking about iPhone. It's a phone. We call it a phone. Why don't we call it my camera? Just call it a camera. Call it a calculator. Call it whatever little thing you're using it for. Like you pull it out, I need to use my calculator. I mean, we actually do that. If you pull up your calculator, but that's it about that. That's my rant. That was my segment, my rant on my phone. So fish. Let's see. What? Anybody still here? Anybody still with me? Or are you guys about? Who else is live right now? Who'd you say was live? Live. Prime Time Aquatics. For some reason I have Jess. See, I don't have Jess either on mine. Like I'm there's still a lot of people. I mean, I'm sure I've seen that one. Who is Jess? For some reason I have Cat Trumpet on mine, which is always live, and then Relax Time, which is just like you could just, I guess, watch and hear the relaxing music of underwater at the ocean with the fish and everything. I don't know why I have it on there. I'm starting to hum now. Oh, no. It's pretty bad. Ooh, I need to not watch myself. I'm pulling my currently live video up right now. Pretty bad. I need to not watch myself. All right, Chad. Yeah, gotta hit the rack. I'll see you later, man. See you on the social media. So who is here? Who's here? S. Excuse me. It's pretty quiet now. What did the rack ever do to you, Chad? Yeah. Gotta hit the rack. I hit the rack. I hit the rack for 24 years. had to hit that rack for 24 years. And then retired from that. And I know I still got friends on here who still hit the rack. And just keep it up. You'll get there. So this tank looks a lot cleaner. Like I still got to clean all this up here. But I got this from somebody off of, Facebook Marketplace. I think I see it on numerous things. But I went and picked it up. And the stand, it looks like hang on, you know what? I can actually, yeah, I did that, like that fake fish I did at the last minute, But, so, Facebook on the iPad. So, this is just the little webcam thing. You like my little ship that I had for another tank, and so this thing right here, and I know I hear a lot of crap from people. I would, because let's say don't buy those and put those in your fish tank. But like for if you have a tank for like reptiles and stuff, because they say the plastic could affect the water. Honestly, I've had that thing in a tank for a very, very long time, and it hasn't messed anything up. So, what was I going to show you about this tank? Oh, yeah, the fish. I did that at the last minute. I was like, I'm putting this in here. Put the light on just so it's not all plain and boring looking. Yep. Oh, I might as well open this up. Oh, this is your standard stand. You got like, let me turn my phone. See, phone flashlight. My phone light. See that? That's just that standard like stand. And I just took a stain to it just to kind of, you could definitely see the brush strokes in that. I put the light up to it, so don't do that. But down here, I'm still setting it up. You can see the 20-gallon. And that hose right there, I don't know why I bought that. I thought I was going to use it for this. Let me open up the other door. This guy's a latch. I got it from, had like a latch on it or something. I just have a bucket in there because this is the supply hose coming down here, and I put it in the bucket because I wanted the water that's behind that black divider thing, it'll only drain so far. So that bucket's almost half full, almost. So I can see where it's, I don't know, once I go back there, I can see if it drained completely, but it drained from inside the tube and not around the bulkhead seal, which is good. See if I can show you this down here. I don't know if you can see up in there. Not really. It's hard to get that camera down. I can't reach. Oh, wait, there we go. It's sideways. Yeah. What am I not doing here, right? You can see where I connected them. I was going to go with straight PVC, but I didn't have the right type of setup for that. So that's the 20-gallon long down there. And I'll get it set up, get everything in there going, and it will be good to go. I know it's hard to see that. Shoot. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that right back over there. Right back over there. And I got, she's sleeping right there. Carly. I'm not trying to get y'all worked up. Stretch. Here you go. You've been sleeping there for a while. Lay down. There you go. She claimed that chair. Ugh. Sorry, Facebook, but it's easier to turn this camera around. So that, if you saw the dog, she's a pretty small dog. She looks like a lab, but she's not one bit. She's different, two different Cocker Spaniels, part Husky. Go figure. And she looks like that. But she's a nice dog. So, but anyway, S, I think you're the only one. There's two people. I got two people on here still. Who are the two people? You and who else? I mean, you probably wouldn't. I don't know if you know, but who's the two people on the StreamYard? That's two people. Better than none, right? But anyway, what I'm getting ready to say is, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna. It's like, what time is it here? It's 9:42 my time, Eastern time. Oh, I do. You know what? Oh, that it counts. It counts me. Okay, I didn't think it would. So maybe that's why. Okay, maybe that's why the Facebook side, it says it's been saying one person for like a while. All right. Okay. By popular demand. I was gonna do the shower thoughts earlier, but hey, I can. I got time. I got time. I wonder if it's the same reliable source that I had before. All right. All right. Where are we at? Nope, I did that one already. I just need to keep scrolling down. This is cheating. I didn't make these up myself. Just so you know, I know it's not as good. I don't want to say that. Oh my god. We all know that one. That's, oh man. Just sitting here reading these myself. Anyway, okay. All right. Well, were you joking about you don't want me to do shower thoughts? I'll do it since I'm already here. Or are you just joking about the two people was me? See, now you got me all wanting to do shower thoughts now. So I'll do a couple of them. You know what? Maybe people will see what I'm doing and be like, "Ooh, this is kind of funny." If you could just read it all the way through, though. Two people, yeah, it's two. Okay, okay. So I'll do a few of these. I can do some. No big deal. Like I said, I was going to do shower thoughts earlier. So yeah, I can do a couple. There's plenty of them here. There's plenty of them. Let me find one that's, okay. This is more like a, huh, yeah, kind of. Anyway, let me just read it. All right. So using solar panels to power an air conditioning unit is like using the sun's power against itself. Yeah, I could just say yeah. That's not the one I laughed about though. I don't get this. I mean, I don't know. I'll read it anyway. J- James Bond is going to need a visa for his missions now. All right, next one. I mean, there's good ones on here. I promise. Okay, I mean this one makes you go, you're right. Okay, brushing your teeth is the only time you can clean your skeleton. Yeah, I didn't get it. Brushing your teeth is the only time you can clean your skeleton. That is absolutely true. That is true. Okay, so sorry for the long pause. I was reading it to make sure. All right, so this next one is Apple has anorexia. All right, Apple, like the phone, the brand. It is obsessed with thinness, which leads it to remove things people actually need. So, yeah, they can't really go much thinner. I mean, for that. All right, funny shower thoughts. Students are stereotypically viewed as being lazy, but I worked 10 times harder as a student than I do in my career now. So I completely butchered that. I'm sorry, but you get it. Students are stereotypically viewed as being lazy. I mean, stereotypically. I mean that's what. But I've worked 10 times harder as a student than I do in my career now. I can see that. I could definitely see that. Um, I feel like I mean, yeah, I feel like I have worked harder when I was like a student. It just seems like that, but I mean, I got some days. Okay, so here's one that's like true. Okay, medical marijuana. All right, medical marijuana is considered medical marijuana if you believe laughter is the best medicine. Yeah, try to get it signed off by a doctor as medical marijuana. Next one. Okay, did I tell me if I read this one before? But depression is like being in an emotionally abusive relationship with your brain. Yeah, yeah. I could say that, like it seems like that. And I'll read another one since you got me going here with these trying to find good ones now. Yeah, it's crazy that there's this giant thing in the sky all the time that you're not supposed to look at, right? You're not. Okay, so next one. I'm reading these and I feel like I should have like some kind of background music just to make it not seem so quiet because all I hear is my air conditioner behind me behind this tank, but yet it's far enough from the wall to get to. We never wash our belts, but they are the first thing we touch after wiping our butts. Yeah, well, it is true, right? I know if you have a cloth belt, maybe I'm sure. Yeah, people wash them, but leather ones, you probably don't think about that. Wow. Okay. Okay. I never thought about that. Okay. The word strap on. I'm just saying the word strap on, not saying for what. Strap on, strap dash on. Spelled backwards is no parts. Never thought about that one. Spelled backwards is no parts. Okay. This one could be true. Uh, yeah, a giant fireball. Well, yeah, it's a giant like fireball fusion reactor. Yeah. Whenever I didn't yawn. Whenever you dig up dirt or a rock, that could be the first time it has seen the sun in millions of years. Yeah, it's true. So I will do one more. I'm trying to make this a good one. Nope, not that one. That one's not really good. Yeah, okay, okay. I think this one might be better. Yeah. Okay, okay. Okay, well, if I punch myself in the face and it hurts, does that make me weak or strong? Yeah, I mean, not that I'm going to do that, but if I didn't want to do that, does it make me weak? But if I punch myself in the face, does it in the face? Does it makes me strong? But it hurts. And that is, I'm going to save some for next time. But I'll do them earlier. I'll do them earlier next time. I waited till like the last minute, and all that stuff to do that. But I just been like horrible trying to keep it going. You know, it's been horrible trying to keep it going. But next time, I plan on doing this on how's Facebook still doing over here? Crickets? Yeah. Um, still stick with Wednesday. Is it the background? Huh? Is it the fake, the one fake fish that I taped up in there? Anyway, Wednesday. I haven't heard anybody say, like Wednesday. I'll stick with Wednesday, but not to say that I won't have a bonus one on a weekend night or a day or something, because I know I like to jump on other people's too, or just watch those and uh, chime in and stuff. So that's always fun. But anyway, I wanted to thank everybody here for watching, present and past people. Okay, thanks for watching this live stream of aquatic action. It's been action packed and not really any aquatic stuff because there's no water in the tank. So this has been really, pretty much the opposite. It's been, hang on, I got to figure this out. I'll get this name down for this one episode. Okay, so the opposite of aquatic is, well, it just says onshore or overland. So it's been a onshore. Hang on. What is the opposite word of? I mean, inactivity, stagnation. There it is. Onshore stagnation. I'm just kidding. So anyway, yep. I just kind of feel like there should be like some. Well, I'm gonna go back to the other room next time where I'm in front of the other tank, just because I feel more. Can't say at home because this is still my home, but I'm used to that one spot. And yeah, so anyway, I see a couple more people joined in on this. Uh, yes, we need fanfare. Yep. I think the Facebook Live pretty much just said a while ago, all right, Facebook, I don't know who's watching, but I'm just going to go Facebook first real quick here. I don't know. Thanks for watching Facebook Live, this episode of Aquatic Action. And let me throw my thing out there. If you haven't went to my page yet, go ahead and check out Aquatic Action. And if you want to see, hit subscribe. I always mess that up. I'm not good at putting my plug or whatever you call it out there. I put content on. It's got interesting stuff on it. Leave comments. Tell me if I could do better or what else. Do better. I always do better, but tell me what else I could put on there that y'all want to see. All right. So, Facebook, have a good night, and I will see you on Facebook. Ending Facebook. So now I'm just on this one, which is, oh wait, hang on a second. I'm switching over to, yeah, it has a lag to it. All right, so I think what I need to do now on here is probably let y'all, probably need to cut it off because I got to get ready. I got to get some stuff ready. I know, I'm acting like an old man, but just get some things ready for tomorrow. And I'm going to work on this more tomorrow, whatever I could do. What can I do with it? Check the water. I'll see if anything's leaked out any more out of it. And get that, if the water's not leaking out of this bulkhead seal, like out of the outside part, because this is one I couldn't use. It actually goes like this. If it's not leaking out of the outside part, just in here, I think it is a little bit, but on the outside part, as long as it's not leaking from there, then I know I'm good to go. So I'll have to get down there and check. I haven't seen any. Hope to God it's not leaking. I'm almost at the point now where it's like, stop leaking out of the drilled glass, out of the glass hole. Yeah, so appreciate you guys for watching. Thanks for supporting. I know it's been a roller coaster of everything, basically. And I'll catch you guys later. So I'm probably on another feed or something on someone else's stream, And yeah, take care. See you guys. It won't be a week. I might throw a bonus episode in. I'm going to post some more videos. I just need to get off of my butt and do it. And yeah, so take it easy, my friends. Later.